The Barnstable Town Council meets this Thursday at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall hearing room. Lots of interesting agenda items to talk about. And here to give us a preview, as always, is Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Nick, how are you doing today?
Doing very well.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us today.
Okay.
Now, lots of stuff to talk about on the Town Council agenda this upcoming Thursday. Several presentations are happening before the Council actually considers the agenda items. Can we run through those quickly?
We have three. We hope to be able to recognize former State Representative Jeff Perry for his years of service to our town. Secondly, the AmeriCorps Cape Cod is coming over to make a presentation as they do annually. They're into their service year. They've done a lot of things for us in the past. They're working on a couple of herring runs and projects right now, so I think they'll tell us what that's about. And then the Consumer Affairs Division under Regulatory Services wants to come in and do a video that they're presented on how the Weights and Measures program works. They've never made a presentation before the council, and I think they want to say, gee, we've got a wonderful program out there that that works regionally, and let's see how it works.
See, this is part of the reason why Weights and Measures stole Kevin Friel from Channel 18, a very capable video producer, and he'll be showing his work.
I expect to see him.
Absolutely, and hi, Kevin, how are you? Now, moving on to the agenda, we'll talk about new business, because there certainly is a lot of it, and some good stuff to talk about this week. Let's talk first about the first reading in regard to the Barnstable Municipal Airport. Another large capital project will be on the slate of things to get done over there, and the council will be looking at this for the first time.
The first reading. There'll be a public hearing on March 3rd. The airport manager has come over and spoken to us about this particular item. There's a timing issue on. He wants to move it up, and it involves the paving of certain areas right around the from the new terminal out to the airstrip, so that people can walk and into the new terminal. He'll discuss that. He'll tell us what the urgency is, what the payback is, a very substantial payback from the FAA. So they'll read that into the record, and then we'll have a much further discussion on it at the next meeting.
It's about a $1.3 million project, and between state and federal funding, about 98% of it would be reimbursed. This is just an appropriation necessary to get the ball rolling, and we'll learn more about that on Thursday night.
Right.
And then there's something that deals with affordable housing over at Cromwell Court. The town had invested about $500,000 into this project, along with other stakeholders, to make this place affordable into perpetuity. But there's some technicality here, and the town council is going to be addressing this.
Right. It's a little complicated. I think there's the group, the Preservation of Affordable Housing, which purchased the property, will be there to explain that HUD has first position on the mortgage, and that they have certain restrictions should there be a foreclosure. So they'll explain how that foreclosure would work. The bottom line is that there's going to be a substantial long-term affordability there, and they'll make that presentation. Hopefully the councils will go along with their desires.
Okay, very good. Now, what makes up a substantial portion of this agenda, Tom, is grants and gifts to the town of Barnstable, and some substantial stuff this time around. Let's first talk about the Adams Grant from the Mass Cultural Council. It's the 6th consecutive year that the town of Barnstable has received this grant through the efforts of Melissa Hirsch, who works, of course, with us at Channel 18, and others, and this helps to fund the very, very popular Harbor Your Arts program.
Well, you know, it's very significant that they've given it to us so many years in a row, because normally they do some seed work and then hopeful, they pull out and move on.
Right.
I think what they've realized is that their money has been really helping to support and build a substantial arts program here in the Mid-Cape area, and that we're really beginning to be seen as an arts destination. So the whole Pearl Street down through the walkway to the sea into Azleton Park and Bismarck Park, they're seeing that whole Harbor Your Arts spur a variety of cultural activities. And I think that they realize that without their support, it'd be very difficult for the town at this point in time financially be able to support that program. So they've been wonderful partners for us, and we're very appreciative of their ongoing support. And as you mentioned, Melissa has been doing a wonderful job working with Guy Aban and the Shirley Flynn Art Center on Pearl Street. So it's really come together quite nicely, and we're very grateful for their support.
So the town council will be asked to accept that grant, and a couple of additional grants for the Barnstable Senior Center, including one from the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. It's the annual Formula Grant, and once again, it would appear that the Senior Center is going to make out very well in terms of the money that they would be receiving and the positions and programs it would fund.
Well, and Madeline Taylor, the director over there, does a wonderful job. But again, she, in order to provide the adult day services she does, and the volunteer coordinator, the outreach services, this grant helps fund those positions. And without that, state support, service would be severely restricted at the senior center. So we're very appreciative that they've been able to put together that program that the state sees worthy of funding, and we're able to provide those services.
Now the final grant, or rather it's a gift, is 8 lifeguard tower canopies from the Glenna Cole Foundation for Hope. And certainly when you know the story of Glenna Cole and you know the work that her family has done in her memory, these lifeguard tower canopies certainly take on a much deeper significance than what they might if you didn't know the story.
Well, and she was a long-term employee and worked as a lifeguard, and then had cancer and passed away. But her family has really created a legacy for her that's helping those that are coming after her, that provide lifeguard services for her, and teaching about sun protection, skin care protection, how it can happen to anyone. And I guess it's a very aggressive disease for young people, should they contract melanoma, I believe it is. And,
yes.
So these canopies that were given first to where she was the lifeguard have extended throughout the other beaches, and we're very grateful to them. And Lynn Poyant will be making the presentation before the town council. Did contact Glenna's parents, and they wrote back a nice email saying they're very appreciative of the publicity the town gives for the very projects they run to try to do the fundraisers to keep this awareness out there to protect young people against skin cancer.
Yeah. Certainly, Glenna was much beloved based on everybody that we've talked to her about her as a person, and in the tragedy that was her story in the end, so much good has come out of it and continues to come out of it, and I think it's really, really nice and amazing, actually, that her legacy is going to continue on as it is in the town of Barnstable.
So it should be a productive meeting based on just those items that will be put forth, because the grants help us do extra things and provide extra services for, as you can see here, the cultural community, the senior services, and young people at our beaches. And we're very grateful for the work that's put into all the grants that are applied for.
Well, that is what you can look forward to on Thursday night at 7 o'clock when the town council meets right here in the town hall hearing room. Tom, thanks so much for the preview.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks again to Assistant Manager Lynch for bringing us up to speed on the upcoming Town Council session. If you'd like to take a closer look at any of these items, you can download a complete copy of Thursday night's agenda from the Town Council section of the town's website, which is town.barnstable.ma.us. While you're there, be sure to check out our on-demand video archives, where you can watch full-length episodes of all of our Channel 18 programs. Now, let's take a look at this week's remaining meetings. Wednesday, February 16th, the Zoning Board of Appeals meets in the Town Hall hearing room at 7 p.m. Also at 7, the Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room. At 7:30 p.m., the Shellfish Committee meets in the MEA Conference Room on Finney's Lane. On Thursday, February 17th, the Town Council meets in the Town Hall hearing room. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.